Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering unboxing. So today we're going to be taking a look at the second of the two Rivals of Ixalan Planeswalker decks. This is Vraska, Scheming Gorgon. And it looks like it must be some sort of vampire tribal deck. As I think I've mentioned before, with these Planeswalker decks now, the box you get with them is actually large enough for the cards with sleeves on them. Obviously it's just basically made up of card, but that's an improvement on the fact that previous attempts at putting deck boxes in Magic products were basically just enough to fit the unsleeved deck, and that was it. Okay, so we'll have a look at the deck first and then we'll go and crack those two boosters of Rivals of Ixalan that come with that. Okay, so first up we have the lead card, which is Vraska, Scheming Gorgon. It's for 2 black for a legendary Planeswalker. Vraska has 5 loyalty. Its +2 is creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Then there's a -3, which is destroy target creature, and the -10 ultimate is until end of turn, creatures you control gain death touch, and whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, that player loses the game. Then we have Champion of Dusk, which is 3 and 2 black for a creature vampire knight. When Champion of Dusk enters the battlefield, you draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of vampires you control, and that's a 4/4. Vraska's Scorn, 2 and 2 black sorcery. Target opponent loses 4 life. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Vraska, Scheming Gorgon, reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. So in these Planeswalker decks, like I've mentioned before, you get these basic tutor cards for the lead card, and so no surprise to see there's a couple of those in the deck. Another rare in the deck is Paladin of Atonement, 1 and a white, 1/1 creature vampire knight. At the beginning of each upkeep, if you lost life last turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Paladin of Atonement. When Paladin of Atonement dies, you gain life equal to its toughness. And then we're moving on to the lower rarity cards here. So we've got our uncommons here. Bishop of the Bloodstrained, Deathless Ancient, Dust Legion Zealot, Queen's Bay Soldier. We have some commons here. Sky March Bloodletter, another Queen's Bay Soldier, another Sky March Bloodletter, Vampire Champion, and there's a full complement of those, 4 of those. We have a Vicious Conquistador in the deck, Vraska's Conquistador, which specifically cares about a Vraska Planeswalker. So just to look at this, because it's relevant to the deck, it's 1 and a black, 2/1 creature vampire soldier. Whenever Vraska's Conquistador attacks or blocks, if you control a Vraska Planeswalker, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. And there's 3 of those. Exultant Sky Marcher, Famished Paladin, 2 of those. Inspiring Cleric, a couple of those. Skyblade of the Legion, a couple of those. Legion Lieutenant, gives other vampires you control +1/+1. Gilded Sentinel, there's a couple of those. Then we've got some mana fixing. It's the white-black deck, so we've got Forsaken Sanctuary, and I think as always the case with this, we get a 4 off with that. Then we've got our basic land, our mana base here, so this is going to be black-white. Again, I think I mentioned I do like the Ixalan artwork for the land. Very cool, particularly these ones with the move on to our planes. Now what they normally do here is at the back, I think we'll probably get our non-creature spells here. Okay, here we go. So Moment of Craving, and there's a couple of those. We have a Recover in here. Bright Reprisal, Moment of Triumph, 2 of those. So there's the deck. Before we go on to the open up those boosters, looking for those relevant white-black vampires, just draw your attention to the insert here. So you always get this. This is just a very brief description on how to play the deck. Most of this is now really just adverts for other products and other stuff within Magic. So basically it says playing the deck. So Vraska leads an armada of powerful vampires, a legion of fierce allies who can draw upon the very life force of your enemies. Use Vraska to assassinate key creatures while you build up your army. Then launch a flying attack to evade your opponent's defences and deliver a final deadly blow. So you'll notice the so there's some card mechanics on here as well, and a little bit of a reference to where you can find out more about Planeswalkers. You notice it mentions this idea of assassinate. You'll see that in this particular deck on that. Why it shows itself is on Vraska, the ultimate ability, where it's giving creatures. Let's have a look at that again, because it's obviously relevant to this deck. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain Death Touch, and whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, that player loses the game. So you see this sort of an assassinate ability in Magic, and it manifests itself in various ways. I've seen other cards in Magic's history where they basically generate assassin tokens, which have a similar ability on them. Okay, so let's see what if we find any deck relevant cards in here. So our first card is a red card. We have Frilled Death Spitter. We've got Fanatical Firebrand, Mist Choked Herald. There's another Recover. We got this in the deck already. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Draw a card. Plummets in this pack. Swarm Guardian. Traveller's Amulet. So I've had Traveller's Amulet in other sets. Some new artwork on this. Basically allows you to search up for basic lands. Kite Sail Corsair. Snubhorn Sentry. It's in white, but it's a dinosaur, so not really relevant in a tribal vampire deck. Forerunner of the Empire, so we're getting onto our uncommons. Strength of the Pack. Expel from Vraska. And our rare is Wayward Sawtooth. 2 and a green, creature dinosaur with Ascend. If you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Wayward Sawtooth can't attack or block unless you have the city's blessing. Oh, we have a foil. Jungle Creeper. So it's 1 black green 3/3, 3 black green. Return Jungle Creeper from your graveyard to your hand. So the interesting thing about this is, unless I've made a mistake here, this will be the first actual foil I've pulled of opening Rivals of Ixalan. And then we have a Plains as our basic land and a Vampire token. So in this particular pack, things of use to us, if we're relevant, that are relevant, so you're going to be the Vampire token. I suppose if we wanted to search out some land, if we felt that our deck wasn't fixing for land sufficiently, then Traveler's Amulet might be useful. We've also got Recover here, which is, as I mentioned, already in the deck. So there's basically 3 things in here that would be, well, and the Plains, I suppose. 4 things that would be relevant to our deck. Okay. So our first card we have is actually a vampire. So Legion Conquistador, 2 and a white, creature vampire soldier. When Legion Conquistador enters the battlefield, you may search your library for any number of cards named Legion Conquistador, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. So again, just see if we can find this, if it's actually in the deck already, how many we have. Don't think it is. No, so we have a vampire card, but the deck at the moment doesn't have any Legion Conquistadors in it. There's Vraska's Conquistador, which, if you remember, was cared about you having Vraska Planeswalker in play. So, if you were thinking about adding this to the deck, then you want to be adding multiples for this to make any sense at all, and obviously you need to switch it out with something else. Sea Legs, Frilled Death Spitter, Voracious Vampire, 2 and a black, 2/2 with Menace. When Voracious Vampire enters the battlefield, target vampire you control gets +1/+1 and gains Menace until end of turn. So obviously relevant here with the ability to caring about vampires in a vampire tribal deck. Another Plummet. There's a Mutiny in here. Oops. Cleansing Ray. 1 and a white. Choose 1. Destroy target vampire. Destroy target enchantment. So good in the vampire mirror match. Waterknot. Orazka's Relic. Orazka Relic has Ascend on it. Squire's Devotion. That's interesting. So it's an enchantment. 2 and a white. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has lifelink. When Squire's Devotion enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white creature token with lifelink, which we did actually pull in our other pack. Pitiless Plunderer. 3 and a black, so not really relevant to us, in black but not vampire friendly. Daring Buccaneer, Everdawn Champion, it is in white but again not vampire tribal. We have a representation card for double face cards, and okay, our rare is Journey to Eternity, 1 black-green legendary enchantment aura. Enchant creature you control. When enchanted creature dies, return it to the battlefield under your control Then return to eternity to your battlefield transformed and under your control, and it transforms into Atzel Cave of Eternity. Tap, add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. 3 black-green, tap, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So if my memory serves me correctly, I believe we actually pulled one of these in the other Planeswalker pack. And there's our promotional tie-in to Minecraft, which I've seen quite a few of these. Okay, so there you have it. There's our Vraska Scheming Gorgon deck. Sure, when we opened the packs, they had a few things that were not only on colour but also relevant to our vampires. We had, well, there's the Squire's Devotion. Good, like I said, good in a mirror match. There's another vampire card. And that obviously relevant if you were playing a lot of Legion Conquistadors. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.